Hello ladies, Katie Schmidt here. I'm going to talk to you today about the pull and stretch method. I really like to use this method for metallic nails. Other reasons you might use this is if you have curvy nails or you just are getting tons of bumps and bubbles whenever you're applying. This is a really good way to get those out before you file off that excess and create your seal. So we are going to prep our nails just the same way that we would for and however you're applying. So I'm going to scrape any visible cuticle, and then I'm going to push my cuticles down. I like to use a spoon pusher for this. I'm going to buff them real good and wipe with an alcohol wipe. Get all those natural oils right off. Alright, I am doing Orchid Glimmer today because I'm doing a mix mani of Imperial and Orchid Glimmer. Metallics have the reputation of being the hardest to apply, but I don't want you to be scared of them because this trick is so easy, anyone can do it. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut off a piece. Now when you're cutting, make sure you cut off long enough to be able to pull on it a little bit, but you don't have to worry about cutting it or doing too much. Alright. So I'm going to get a piece here. Sorry, I trimmed this ahead of time and my extra plastic was getting kind of in the way. Alright. Take my tweezers. Get it on there. Alright, then we're going to heat it. Metallics tend to heat up pretty quickly. Heat it till it curls. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and just place it on just like we would. And then we're going to smooth it down with our fingers, just like normal. So up and down, side to side. Now I don't even have super curvy nails and there's some bumps and bubbles on here. So here's the heat and pull method. You heat and you pull that excess out and down, out and down. And depending on where your bumps and bubbles are forming will be where you'll really want to focus on pulling it. But you just literally take that excess, make sure it's plenty warm so it's pretty easy to move around, and you pull out and down, out and down. And you'll get a good feel for how much pulling you want to do. Alright, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and take my rubber cuticle pusher and smooth it down just a little bit more. Don't be afraid of heat. Don't be afraid of pressure. So the heat and pull method is literally heating and pulling. You pull it out and down just a little bit. The trick with it is to let it completely cool from being warmed before you decide to clip or file. The reason for this is because you've pulled on it a little bit, you want it to do any shrinkage it's going to do before you do that so you don't end up with nail being exposed. Alright, that's looking perfect. I do have one tiny bump over here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that heat and pull method again. Heat and pull. And that's getting it right out. Alright, this is looking very good. I have absolutely no bumps, no bubbles, no bulges. It's perfect. So then I'm going to go ahead and make sure I give it a good minute before I decide to create my seal to get rid of the excess, whether I'm filing or clipping. That way it has time to completely cool off, shrink if it needs to a little bit. If anything randomly comes up, I can go ahead and smooth it down, but it's looking perfect. So at this point, I will go ahead and create that seal. This is important with the heat and pull method just because and you don't want it to shrink on you after you've already gotten rid of that extra. So I'm going to go ahead and file downward only at a 90-degree angle. And that excess is going to come right off, creating a seal for us. There it is. And we have ourselves a perfect metallic nail. So you can use this for whatever reason you need to if you are getting bumps or bubbles, whether it be because you're using metallics or you have curvy nails or your jams are just bunching up. This is a great method to use. Thanks, ladies.